It is important to understand the dangers of payday loans. You may read about them in the press, you may hear about them online, or you may even see documentaries about them. The reason that there are dangers that come with payday loans is because the interest rates are typically higher than your average loan. With APRs of about 400 to 500%, this is a lot higher than your average credit card, car loan, or personal loan. The reason for this is because, well, most people that use payday loans are using them for a very short period of time, and they're usually offered online very quickly. So there are just some extra costs for lenders in order to offer these very short-term and very fast loans. And ultimately, they are quite expensive anyway, sometimes because they're used by people who have bad or fair credit histories. But also because, well, they're only used for kind of short-term purposes, and really you're paying a premium for that kind of convenience. The reason that payday loans become dangerous is not only because they're expensive, but if you can't pay them back, the fees start to add up. Or you may find yourself borrowing more, hoping to then pay it back, but only find yourself adding more and more interest on top, plus late fees. And then that's when the letters start to come in as well, and it starts to become very, very stressful. And more often than not, you find that if people can't pay off one payday loan, they then use another to pay that off, and then another to pay that off, until it just kind of spirals and spirals and spirals. So furthermore, if you are struggling to repay your payday loans, you can also find that it impacts your credit rating negatively, which starts to then fall and fall, which means it then starts to get hard to get approved for things like credit cards, mortgages, or even a mobile phone. So it is very important that if you are getting a payday loan, you think about how you're very clearly going to pay it off. And at any point, if you're struggling to repay it, the best thing you can do is just speak to your lender. Say, look, unfortunately, I am struggling this month. Can't you help me in any way? By regulation, they should help you in some shape or form. This means they could freeze interest. This could mean that they spread repayment over a bit longer. So rather than having to pay back $100 this month and $100 next month, maybe you end up just paying $25 off every month for a couple of months until the debt is cleared. But they should help you. And then actually you should be able to overcome these dangers. But it is always important that you kind of fully think about this. You understand what is required of you, read the terms of your contracts and agreements, know how much you will be required to repay and when. And for the very least, always look at reviews of different lenders, just so that you can kind of get a feel of how good they are. And so you can, ensure that you don't get stuck into any difficult situations.